Hello and welcome to this information session for Species on the Edge 2.0, the High School Learning Challenge 2026, being offered by Conserve Wildlife Foundation of New Jersey. And I am Dana Heist-Depew, and I am with Empowered Trip here with my colleague John Henry, and we redesigned and are managing this learning challenge this year for Conserve Wildlife. And a little bit about the mission of the Conserve Wildlife Foundation of New Jersey. They work to preserve New Jersey's rare and at-risk wildlife. And these are the species that live here, breed here, and migrate throughout our state. They do scientific research, conduct hands-on conservation projects, and restore the habitats of wildlife that they depend on to survive. They also educate communities across New Jersey, build partnerships that strengthen conservation efforts, and inspire volunteers to help protect our state's incredible biodiversity for generations to come. So the Species on the Edge 2.0 challenge is open to all high school students in New Jersey in grades 9 through 12. The goal of the challenge is to help students explore how we can protect and preserve endangered wildlife here in New Jersey. Students work together in teams of 2 to 6 people, and working as a team allows you to combine your different strengths, ideas, and perspectives as you tackle the challenge. Each member of the team gets to choose a professional role or a career to guide your thinking. For example, someone might take on the role of being a scientist, researching the species. Somebody else may be the reporter telling the story. Someone else might be an engineer designing the solution, or another expert who can protect wildlife here. Your team will then create a short video that's between 3 and 7 minutes long about the endangered species in New Jersey. And in the video, you should explain the species, the threats it faces, and most importantly, possible solutions that could help protect it. The goal is to combine research, creativity, and teamwork to design ideas that could help wildlife survive and thrive in the future. So by participating in this challenge, you have the opportunity to make a real difference for wildlife that's at risk here in New Jersey. Along the way, you'll definitely build important skills like critical thinking, teamwork, creativity, and problem solving. You'll also practice skills connected to STEAM, which is science, technology, engineering, the arts, and math. And you'll also become an advocate and a project manager while you're doing this. So students will work closely with peers, teachers, and expert mentors who can help guide the process and support your ideas. You may also discover new interests and potential career paths in wildlife conservation, environmental science, storytelling, engineering, and many other fields connected to protecting our natural world. And of course, there are prizes. Teams have the chance to win cash awards of up to $2,000 for students, and the facilitators can also receive awards of up to $750. Most importantly, this is a chance to use your creativity and ideas to help protect wildlife that makes New Jersey such a special place. So I'm just going to go over the steps briefly here, but before you do anything, before you even register, make sure you read the kit thoroughly because all of the steps are in there. And you want to make sure you follow each step and understand what you're doing. So here's how you get started for this challenge. First, you form your team. So you gather your friends, classmates, or peers who are excited to make an impact. Then you select a facilitator. This could be a teacher, a parent, or another trusted adult who will guide you and your team through the process. Next, it's time to complete the online entry form. Make sure you do this by March 31st, 2026. This is your first official step in joining the challenge. Once your team is ready, it's time to submit your video. Your video should be 3 to 7 minutes long and shared via a YouTube link. Make sure you meet the deadline, May 15th, 2026. And finally, the moment we've all been waiting for, winners will be announced by June 1st, 2026. So get ready to celebrate your creativity, teamwork, and impact. Okay, so once you've registered, then you pick one endangered and threatened species in New Jersey to focus on. Some examples are the bobcat, the bog turtle, the red knot, an Indian bat, or a loggerhead turtle. You can also explore other species as long as they are threatened or endangered in our state. Next, choose a challenge scenario or career role that your team will step into. You will be an investigative reporter, a research scientist, a professor, an engineer, a policymaker, an environmental artist, a nonprofit director, or a citizen scientist. If you have another career idea that fits your project, you can create your own role. And again, all of this information is in the kit, so it's important to really read that thoroughly before you get started. Now it's time to dig into the research about your species. You should learn about its habitats, the threats it faces, its current status. And this research will help you understand the challenges your species is facing and guide your team in designing your project and solution. So remember, use credible sources for your research, take notes on what makes your species unique, and think about how your chosen career role would approach the problem. This is the foundation for the rest of the challenge. So once you've researched your species, it's time to develop your creative real-world solution or solutions. So think about how your team can make a difference. And remember, your solution should focus on ideas and actions. We're not here to blame any specific groups or people, so please avoid doing that when you come up with your solution. Then it's time to share your findings, your ideas, your solutions in your video. So be clear, engaging, and show your passion for helping your species. This is your chance to tell the story that matters. Finally, your goal is to raise awareness and inspire action in your community. So show others how they can help, why your species matters, and what small steps might make a difference. Your video can be the spark for change. So here's a few important reminders. All team members should be respectful and collaborate. Working together is key to creating a great project and having fun while making a difference. Next, you should follow all your school rules and all the challenge rules. This includes using responsible content and responsibly using AI. So please follow your school district's policy as it relates to that. Make sure your workload is fair and that you're being honest. And of course, above all, always make sure that you're safe. If you use any images or music or content from outside sources, make sure you have permission to include them in your video. Be careful to avoid any inappropriate or disqualifying content. Your video should be positive, educational, and solutions focused. And remember, all entries become the property of the Conserve Wildlife Foundation of New Jersey. Students need parent or guardian permission to participate in the contest. So let's talk about some key steps to keep in mind when you are completing your challenge. Start by researching your species. Learn everything you can about its habitat, the threats it faces, and its conservation status. This knowledge will be the foundation for your entire project. Next, consult experts. Reach out to scientists, including the biologists who work here at the Conserve Wildlife Foundation of New Jersey. You can also reach out to conservationists local organizations who work with species conservation, and gain their insights to better help understand real-world challenges and solutions. Next, identify major threats facing your species. Is it habitat loss, climate change, human impact? Pinpoint the key issues so your team can focus on what matters most. Next, once you understand the problem, it's time to develop innovative solutions. This is the most important part of the challenge. Brainstorm creative, realistic strategies that could help protect the species and its habitat. Think big, but also think doable. Turn your creative ideas into a plan by creating an action plan. Outline the steps, assign roles to your partners, set a timeline, and identify the resources you'll need. This helps bring your solution to life. Finally, raise awareness in your community. Educate others about your species and why it needs protection. The more people who understand the issue, the more impact your project can have. Next, it's time to engage your community. Think about ways to involve others. This could be through events, workshops, or awareness campaigns. The more people you reach, the bigger the impact. Put your plan into action. As you carry it out, make sure to track your progress. What's working? What could be improved? Monitoring helps you stay on track and make adjustments along the way. After implementing your plan, take some time to reflect on your results. What did you learn? What impact did you make? Be sure to share your outcomes and lessons learned so others can benefit from your experience. You can also support conservation policies by raising awareness or advocating for laws or actions to help protect your species. Your voice can make a difference. Finally, think long-term. How can you sustain your efforts? Consider creating ongoing projects or student-led initiatives that continue to support conservation even after the challenge ends. This challenge is your opportunity to create real impact for wildlife, your community, and for your future. Finally, if you have any questions at any point, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. Here is our email address, and we are here to support you. Thank you, and good luck with the challenge.